Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Mohammad Nahid Salman, Assistant Professor of Department of Physiology at Dinakis Medical College, Khulna. I welcome to you all on my video class. Today I will discuss about a very important topic which is very common for both viva examination and written examination, and that is juxtaglomerular apparatus. So, what we will learn today about this juxtaglomerular apparatus. First of all, we will know about what is juxtaglomerular apparatus, what are the cells present in juxtaglomerular apparatus, and then we will know about the location of those cells, and then we will learn about the functions of them, and then the importance of juxtaglomerular apparatus. First of all, what is juxtaglomerular apparatus? Juxtaglomerular apparatus is an apparatus which consists of three cells, and those cells are: first one is JG cell or juxtaglomerular cell, second one is macula densa cell, and the third one is Lassie cells. So we can tell in a way that is JG cell, macula densa cells and Lassie cells are together form juxtaglomerular apparatus. Now we will learn about the location of these three types of cells. First one, the juxtaglomerular cells, or we can tell it JG cells. Juxtaglomerular cells are epithelioid-like cells which are situated in the tunica media of afferent arteriolar epithelium. First cell is juxtaglomerular cell, and or we can call it JG cells. These JG cells are situated in the tunica media of afferent glomerular arteriole, and these cells contain renin enzyme which is present in the pro-renin form, that is inactive form. When it is needed, this pro-renin or inactive form will be activated and form the active form of renin. Now we will know about renin. What is renin? Renin is an enzyme which is secreted from the juxtaglomerular cells, but it is formed and stored in the juxtaglomerular cell in inactive form. That form's name is prorenin. When the body's blood pressure is fallen down, then these JG cells are stimulated, and this cell will secrete renin, and this renin will enter into the bloodstream and travel through the various parts of our body and will control the blood pressure to the normal. So now we will come to the second cell, that is named macula densa cells. Macula densa, from the name of it we can have a vague idea of it. Macula densa, that means these cells are densely packed. Now we will know about the location of these cells. Macula densa cells or densely packed or tightly packed cells are situated proximal part or very early portion of the distal convoluted tubule, which is situated in between the afferent and efferent arteriole. We will learn the exact position in a diagram which I will draw a few moments later. What are the functions of these cells, or what are the importance of these cells? Macula densa cells are highly sensitive to sodium concentration of our body. So we can tell these cells are sodium sensing cells. When the sodium level of our body is fallen down, then these cells will be excited or stimulated, and this cell will trigger another cells, that is juxtaglomerular cells, to secrete renin. So this is the function of macula densa cells. Now the third cell is Lassie cells. Lassie cells are situated in between afferent and efferent arteriole and the macula densa cells. And what is the importance of these cells? These cells also contain renin, and we already know the function or importance of renin. Now I will draw easy picture. It will help you understand this juxtaglomerular apparatus. First of all, I will draw a nephron. This is Bowman's capsule. This is proximal convoluted tubule, as it is situated in the very proximal portion of the glomerulus or Bowman's capsule. This is the loop of Henle, descending limb of loop of Henle, and this segment is known as ascending limb of loop of Henle. And after or at the end of ascending limb of loop of Henle, which part will start? The distal convoluted tubule will be started, and this distal convoluted tubule is in very close proximity of the afferent and efferent glomerular arteriole. Now I will draw the afferent and efferent arteriole, then you will understand it very clearly. This arteriole is known as afferent arteriole, and this one is efferent arteriole, and in between the tuft of capillaries is known as glomerulus. And in between, in close proximity of the afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole, there is a portion of distal convoluted tubule very closely, and this portion have the macula densa cells. So we can tell macula densa is present here, and in between macula densa and afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole there is present some Lassie cells. So this portion, this squared portion is known as juxtaglomerular apparatus. Now we will cross section it and will see it in another view. After cross sectioning it, what will we found? We will found it like something like this. This is afferent arteriole, and this is efferent arteriole, and you can call it glomerulus. Glomerulus means tuft of capillaries, which is situated in the Bowman's capsule. We can draw it. Now I will draw the distal convoluted tubule, the early portion of the distal convoluted tubule, which is situated in between two arterioles, that is afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole, and that is, and this is the lumen, these densely packed cells are called macula densa. Look carefully, these cells are not densely packed or tightly packed. These cells are tightly packed or densely packed, and these cells are situated in between the afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole. So these cells are called macula densa, and the epithelioid cells which are situated in the afferent arteriolar tunica media are called juxtaglomerular cells. Now I will draw the juxtaglomerular cells. These epithelioid cells which are present in the tunica media of the afferent glomerular arterioles are called juxtaglomerular cells. So now we have got two types of cells. That one is epithelioid cells, that is known as juxtaglomerular cells, and tightly packed cells which is situated in the early portion of the distal convoluted tubule which is in close proximity of the afferent and efferent arteriole. Now I will draw the third cells, that is Lacy cells. Lacy cells are situated in between the junction of afferent and efferent arteriole and the macula densa cells. So if we draw these cells here are known as Lacy cells. So we can tell this portion is known as juxtaglomerular apparatus. Juxtaglomerular apparatus has three cells. First one is epithelioid cells present in the tunica media of afferent glomerular arteriole. Second cell is macula densa cells which are tightly packed and situated in the early portion of distal convoluted tubule which is in close proximity of afferent and efferent arteriole. And the third cell is Lacy cells which is situated in between the junction of afferent and efferent arteriole and the macula densa cells, and all these three cells will comprise of juxtaglomerular apparatus. These cells, JG cells, will secrete renin when the blood pressure of our body will fall. These macula densa cells are highly sodium sensing cells. This cell will be stimulated or activated when the sodium concentration of our body is fall, and these Lacy cells also contain renin and already we know about the function of renin. Now this is for juxtaglomerular apparatus. Now we will know about the function and importance of juxtaglomerular apparatus. These juxtaglomerular apparatus will help in maintenance of blood pressure regulation and water and ionic balance of the body, and it will also maintain the GFR, that is glomerular filtration rate, and the renal blood flow. These are the important functions of juxtaglomerular apparatus, and this is all for today. Thank you for having your patience. We will learn another new topic in our next class. Till then, thank you so much.